Namaste. The post-COVID restart of tourism is one of the hot discussions now. The debate on whether to demand for a survival benefit or to prepare a revival package or revival plan really is a puzzle. In this context, I would like to propose my ideas to the tourism fraternity of Keralam. Demands for thousands of million rupees as stimulus package is good to hear. But as we all know that no government will be in a position to invest such huge amount, knowing that tourism will be a late starter. Also, such offers as loans may only be helpful to a few big businesses. Tourism is a highly mistaken business activity, including government officials. Seeing tourism as a big show business. But in reality, tourism is an activity involving hundreds of small entrepreneurs, professionals, and their programs as packages being sold by the travel agents. So the role of the tour operators is compiling all these small efforts into one big basket and reach it to the world. Why I'm not in favor of a big stimulus package is majority of the components I mentioned who really create tourism product may not be in the picture when such huge financial assistance is offered. The chances of such benefits coming down to the field level, ground level, is a remote chance. What else can we do to bring back tourism in the post-COVID scenario, rather even mid-COVID scenario? We have a great example to study from Tamil Nadu state. When the big tsunami was hit, the state of Tamil Nadu, after offering the initial survival benefits like free food, free ration for a week and temporary accommodation, etc., they immediately offered the fisher folk the boats and the net. With that, they can get back to their livelihood as soon as the conditions better. In fact, we should learn from that, and we should try for such kind of a package which can revive the tourism activities. We need to think about spending our hard-earned money of the state to enable our tourism fraternity to get prepared as and when tourism activity is possible. Definitely, as soon as the situation improves, we cannot expect the international travelers to start coming. Even the other state travelers can also be restricted, since there is another wave of COVID is also being predicted. Also, the travelers around the world definitely will want to wait and see how the situation is being controlled in the destinations like India. Unless otherwise they are confident about their safety, they may not be able to choose India as a destination to travel soon. How can we make this confidence? Not just by promoting through media that yes, we are safe, we are vaccinated, all the tourism workers. Definitely vaccination for tourism workers is a boost, but that's not all, because a tourist who comes to a destination may not just contact with the tourism workers, hotel staff or drivers alone. So that is where we need to have a working mechanism to bring confidence to the traveler that they are taken care. I propose the following actions as a restart plan with immediate effect. First of all, we should identify 10 major tourism destinations in our state, which already being in the highlight of our tourism, which has already have the infrastructure to include and receive the tourists. The travelers initially must be restricted to travel to these destinations only with a prior booking, because unless we control the number of travelers into a destination, it will be very difficult to control the movement of people and keep the safe distancing and the COVID protocols. Initially, tourism movement should be restricted within the districts only. Inter-district travel for tourism should be restricted in the initial stages. All tourism activities, including sightseeing tours, airport or railway station transfers, or traveling for visiting a monument or a activity center like a boat cruise, must be accompanied by a licensed tour guide. No direct visits to monuments, museums and activities should be permitted unless the tourism and health authorities are confident of allowing free travel. Tourist taxis, coaches must be equipped with all COVID protocol facilities like sanitizers, masks, disinfectants, first aid kits with things inside. Training programs must be organized for all tourist guides in the state, not only with their content training, but also with executing the COVID standard operating protocols. Why I am advocating for only escorted tours by tour guides? This is how we can ensure that every traveler is being monitored and every tourism facility is being monitored once the traveler is on their fields. If we train the guide how to monitor these facilities, that if any symptoms to the traveler or any of the facilities they visit or any shortcomings in ensuring COVID protocol, this can be immediately reported to the concerned. That ensure that speedy action is taken rather than a client complains after he goes back. Also, there can be sometimes someone who is sick but not being monitored, not being reported. That can be also being brought to the notice of the authorities if a traveler is accompanied with a licensed tourist guide. Apart from that, traveling within your district, initially people will wonder how many will want to travel. But many studies shows that more than 90% of people don't have a good touristic knowledge about their own district. Experiencing tourism centers, including museums, including monuments, must be done with a guide. That itself is going to be a new experience for the traveler to understand, to experience their own district. So that is why the reason why I am advocating for a accompanying tourist guide to be with the traveler. Separate training programs must be conducted for drivers, houseboat and hotel staff. Normally our training programs are basically a speaker's job. Somebody comes and speaks for hours about all the best things in the world. But a training program should be organized with an experienced trainer rather than a speaker. Effective training is one of the key of ensuring quality. The first few months, we may find only few travelers because it may not be confident, it may not make many people confident, but that will give the initial boost for the tourism workers that things are coming back to the track. If we can start this program by end of June, definitely by end of July or mid-July, or at least by Onam, we can start being on the field. But of course, we need to do some more homework before we start going into the field. Since all of the workers are wanting to get back to their work because this is their first opportunity to start earning what they could not for last more than a year. Price for the tour definitely be a concern initially. All players getting a chance to earn, should get a chance to earn. We must have a price strategy. Definitely all the stakeholders in tourism and their organizations can put together, come to an agreement on the price strategy to assist this plan. And finally, all these programs must be compiled into an online reservation system, because that will enable least contact while booking a tour. Online reservation systems are now very common and so many in the market, so it may not be a problem in ensuring that such a system is being brought into practice. Giving advices is the easiest thing, but here I would like to offer, as a professional with more than 30 years experience on the field of tourism, to offer my services and expertise in restarting exercise to see that tourism is coming back to action at the soonest. I will come back with more of my suggestions in coming days, but I request all of the well-wishers of tourism, please come out with your suggestions and debates on these suggestions so that we can come into a finer platform to start doing rather than crying for help from all around.